Welcome to No Stats, where we call it how we see it.
Back again with another one, baby.
Back again, and before we get started, make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe, all of the above. Send it to a friend. We appreciate the love, so just make sure you do that. Just to stay in touch with everything that me and Peach going to be dropping. Latest content, latest news.
Again and again and again and again, baby.
Watch the handle, it takes skill. We gotta run it back. We in the field, and you said it takes that. You in your field, we looking for the facts. Let's keep it real, yeah, we talking no stats. Yeah, we talking no stats. Yeah, we talking no stats.
Sav, man, big news dropped yesterday. Bradley Beal gets shipped to the Phoenix Suns in exchange for Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, multiple second-round draft picks, and a couple draft swaps. Surprising. I thought he would have went to maybe like a Miami, maybe a Milwaukee. I know the whispers of the Suns signing them, but I didn't think it was really gonna happen. Before I go the fuck off, take me through some of your thoughts when this trade went down, bro.
So I'm guessing I'm gonna go first, but I'm guessing you don't like you don't like it because you're gonna go off. But let me give you. I'll give you a piece of my mind first. I don't like it either. I think this new Phoenix Suns owner, I believe he's been the owner for probably not even a year, not even maybe a half a year, and he's come in and just made his mark. And I think he's moving around too much. I don't get this Bradley Beal addition from a couple different perspectives. They don't have a true point guard, right? And it's not the same scenario as Golden State, right? That's a very unique scenario where you have three top guys playing on the same team because the way that they play the game. But this, with Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal, it seemed like it's just going to be your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. And we've seen that on countless numbers of different teams, and it just hasn't worked. That's not the way you win championships. The other thing is depth. I don't know what Phoenix is going to do with depth. A lot of their money is going to be wrapped up into those three guys. So they're going down this spiral where they're going to have to sign a bunch of people on the minimum. And hope that they can perform, like the role players that the Nuggets had and Golden State had, making, the minimum. And then on a last note is defensively. I don't think Devin Booker or Bradley Beal is elite defenders in a guard-driven league. I think you have an aging superstar who has been, banged up these last couple years. And to be honest, I don't know how you're going to feel about this, bro, but I think this is Devin Booker's, and we could talk about this, but I think Devin Booker's in his prime. I think he's a better player than Bradley Beal, but I think Durant is exiting his prime. He's still Kevin Durant. He's still a superstar, but I think Devin Booker is the number one guy here, and I don't know how much, you want to share that, because Bradley Beal is going to want to get his. It's not like a Chris Paul. Right, you want to get Bradley Beal the ball. And if you remember during the playoffs, there was a lot of times where Kevin Durant was spotting up in the corner. And Devin Booker was quoted saying, I feel bad sometimes. We got Kevin Durant. And he's just standing there.
Forgetting they even got him.
Right. So what's going to happen now when you got Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant? I don't know. I guess the idea, if they can, is to trade DeAndre Ayton for a few surrounding pieces. I think that's your best bet. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I don't think this dictates a crazy shift in the Western Conference. I don't think they overtake the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets are still the favorite. But it's gonna be exciting. I can tell you that.
A lot of buckets,
but I want to hear. I want to hear the KD man. I want to hear the Oklahoma City Thunder, Phoenix Suns, Brooklyn Nets, Golden State Warriors fan.
You're fucked up for that one.
Me and
I have so many. It's so many things that is just wrong with this. To me, maybe it's something I'm missing. But when I seen the paper, the trade on paper, I'm like, damn. I was like, for y'all to be paying Bradley Beal all this money, I'm talking about Washington, and y'all just let him go for an aging Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, and you didn't even get no first round draft picks. And I'm not saying that you can't find a diamond in the rough in the second round, but damn, you didn't get one first round pick for Bill. And then it's looking like Chris Paul might flip Chris Paul to a contender. Never know. We gotta see. I think it's gonna be based on what they do with Kyle Kuzma and Kristaps Porzingis. But Phoenix, I'm like, damn, this top heavy shit, I just don't. It's not me, and it doesn't seem like. And with being a Kevin Durant fan, I have to constantly deal with the scrutiny of he had a big three in OKC, he had a super team in Golden State, he had a super team in fucking Brooklyn. Now he has a super team in Phoenix, and then if he doesn't win, I gotta hear this shit. If he does win, I still have to hear this shit, bro. And it's like a fucking lose-lose, because I'm like, yo, go out, like you said, like with the owner. I feel like he's jumping the gun a little bit, just putting this shit out there. Like you didn't even give Kevin Durant and Devin Booker time to build that chemistry with the ball, and then you add I'm not gonna necessarily say Bill's ball dominant, but he's a guy that needs the ball in his hands. That's how he facilitates, how he scores, how he gets his. And now you're taking the ball out of their hands even more. I'm interested to see how they make this work. How does Bradley Beal fine tune his game to slot right in there? Is he going to be getting more catch and shoot opportunities? Is he going to be stationed in the corner? Is KD going to see more post-ups? Are they going to play KD at that small ball 4, small ball 5? I do hope that they trade DeAndre Ayton and they get back pieces for him where they can plug in these holes, they plug in that bench. Josh Okogie, that's fine. You know, you're hiding him between those guys, but I think they need a better person out there. I'm thinking about the fucking point guard spot. Like you said, like who's facilitating out there? Now are you changing Devin Booker into more of a facilitating guy? Is Bradley Beal going to be facilitating a little more? Like, I'm very interested in that. And then it goes back to Frank Vogel. He's a fucking defensive coach. How is he going to put all this shit together with all this offensive firepower, bro? Oh, man, so many questions so early in the offseason. I'm like, anywhere but fucking Phoenix with Kevin Durant. And that's what the fuck we got, man.
You got to deal with it, bro. You got to deal with it, man. And you're right about the track history of the Supers teams. But I think, for me at least, I can only speak for myself, win or lose, I'm kind of cemented where I'm at with Kevin Durant. Like, win or lose a championship, like I said, if the Suns win a championship, I expect Devin Booker to be the best player and win Finals MVP. I just feel like that's where Devin Booker's at in his career. This playoff run that he just came off, taking his team to the finals against the Bucks a couple years ago. Devin Booker has hit this peak where a lot of you see some Kobe-esque in his game. Very efficient, very smooth game. Kevin Durant's what, 35?
Yeah, 34, 35.
So you expect, and that's not taking nothing away from Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is still an efficient, lethal scorer and can give you 50 if you let him. But I don't think winning or losing is going to change my perspective in Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is one of the greatest scorers that the NBA has ever seen. He's a 2-time champion. Can't take nothing away from that. But I just don't. He's not. I refuse to put him in that LeBron, Kobe, Jordan tier. I don't think he touches that tier. And I don't think nothing could put him in that. So for me,
let me ask you something real quick.
What?
If this Phoenix Suns team gets a ring, is there an arithmetic next to Kevin Durant's rings, like the Golden State rings? Yeah.
Nah. No, I don't think so, bro. I don't think so, because that's the case, and it's an asterisk next to Shaq ring in Miami. Like Shaq was Finals MVPs as long as KD contributes, which I fully expect him to. Like everybody, then it's an asterisk next to D Wade 2 rings when LeBron came over there. I don't think that takes away from it. I think the media like to make this big deal.
Because all I'm seeing today is all these big three postered Posted all over my damn Instagram.
They are a big three. They are. That's a fact. But it just doesn't. There's no asterisks. First of all, I don't like asterisks. Like, every team is playing to win a championship. Like, the only way there's an asterisk is if half the league take off and then you win, and you only have to play against like half the team or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. So, no, there's no asterisk as long as Kevin Durant shows up and plays the way he plays. I don't think they win.
I don't like how top heavy, like, these are three guys that they more so do their work with the ball in their hands. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you look at Miami's big three when they assembled that. It took them a whole year to finally like figure out how to get that shit going, and that shit still didn't end how it was supposed to end.
Right.
You look at when the only big three that I think got together because they were so crazy good was the 2017 Warriors when they picked up Kevin Durant,
but
and
also
Clay and Steph Curry.
And not to cut you off, that Miami team was really good, right? And the reason being is because LeBron could play make, he could facilitate, right? LeBron is a chess piece that, like nothing like we've ever seen before. And Chris Bosh is a big, so he didn't have to have the ball in his hands too much. Chris Bosh was willing to take that third role and get his touches in a different area. Exactly. But now you got three perimeter players.
I think KD got to bulk up a little bit, man. Got to get down there and bang with the
We've been waiting for KD to bulk up since his freshman year at Texas.
Bro, I want to ask you too.
Go ahead.
If you move Ayton, what are you looking to get?
I seen mock trade out there. There's a lot of rumors last year about Buddy Hield and Miles Turner being moved. I don't know if DeAndre Ayton's enough, but I think that could help a little bit. Just as far as depth, give you some I don't know, but you bring Buddy Hield off the bench. I don't know. There's two shooting guards. Yeah. I don't know, bro. I don't know what you bring back. This is tough, man. I think the owner's playing 2K. He's just like, let me get a coach who won a championship. Oh, Bradley Beal's available? I'm just going, it's Bradley Beal. I got to get him. You know what I mean? And he's not thinking basketball fit.
He ain't
been
thinking
preaching.
Shit at all, man. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. And I'm trying to look at this. I'm trying to look at the whole picture because we are in the time in this league that the NBA is going on. We're in a time to where like you could pretty much throw anything out there the way the game is transitioning to. So maybe we might see a two shooting guard, combo guard backcourt, and they actually make it work. You see things like that across the league. I would watch some games with the Raptors where Scotty Barnes would start the 4-1 game, and then the next game he would run point because Fred VanVleet is out of the game. You see Jokic being a big center point where the point guard's inbounding the damn ball to the center and the center's bringing the ball up. So you see things like this, and I know we're not accustomed to the combo guard backcourt, and maybe they make it work. I don't know. Maybe. I'm just interested to see how they put all this shit together with Frank Vogel leading fucking charge.
So you're right. We're transitioning. We have transitioned to a period of positionless basketball, right? Everybody can play everywhere. You got a guy like Jokic. You got big guards. You got fours that can play the one. You got threes that can play the one. That's completely fine. But it's about being unselfish enough to get your teammates involved, which means Bradley Beal, a veteran in this league, will have to change his game totally. To where if he's the point guard, where he's being unselfish. He's the third option. He has to come down. He has to get the offense set up, run the play. If he gets the ball back, where's Kevin Durant? If we're giving Devin Booker the ball, and I get the ball back because a double team come, and a guy rotates to me, I automatically, like, the second option is Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing a bad job of explaining that. But Durant's the next option. Then I have to go get mine. My job is to make sure I get this offense set up. And I just don't see Bradley Beal doing that at this time. But another thing I want to bring up was the Wizards, because you were saying what they got back in the haul. And I said this, two topics I want to touch on. One, when you brought up the Wizards, you brought up the Timberwolves and a couple of previous offseason takes. I said these privately franchises, bro, I don't see them making like it's a see it to believe it thing. With the Wizards, with the Timberwolves, they've just been in a state of disarray for so long.
Right here.
For so long, bro. The Wizards been trash since Mike was there. Like, the Timberwolves been
trash. They were a little excited with John Wall. They was a little excited with John Wall.
But what did they get to? Second round? The Timberwolves haven't been exciting since KG. Like, it's just these teams, and I think there needs to be a complete culture overhaul for them to, take that next step. A lot of teams don't want to refresh or ownership, have too much of a say or too little of a say, whatever the case may be. But my other topic is, I say this a lot, bro. I say this in our NFL takes. I say this in our NBA takes. Trading a player when the value is the highest is so hard. If they could have got rid of Bradley Beal 2 years ago, they could have got so much more than a Chris Paul you're going to move off from, Landry Shamet, and some second-round picks. It's so hard to move off of a player at that right time when you're going, I'm going to jeopardize ticket sales. He's still in his prime. I want to hold him, but I can get so much for him, and you're battling between that. That line, that tightrope to walk as a GM is so difficult. But if this would have happened 2 years ago, I think you would have seen a totally different
trade. And I agree, bro. And the tightrope that the GM is walking on, you're looking down the line and you're like, I think you need to start asking yourself as a general manager, is this somebody that's going to get our team over the hump? Like, could I, instead of wasting these next 2 years of being mediocre, yeah, you're going to sell a couple tickets because he's an exciting player, he's superstar caliber. But maybe, like you said, trade right now and get that haul in. So now you maybe cut that rebuild off for the next 2 to 3 years. You know what I mean? You speed that shit up. But also think you got to hit a home run in the draft at this point in time now when you're those franchises like the Timberwolves and like the Wizards. And the Timberwolves are, I know they're stuck in that muck, but I think Anthony Edwards is that caliber type of guy that you need driving the boat. That could get you over that next hump. Then that's when it comes the next step of putting the right selective pieces around guys. With Bill, they done wore that train out now. Now, after Wall, he had the team. You had Westbrook over there. They had that little playoff run. Cool. Then you signed Kristaps Porzingis, Kyle Kuzma. Maybe try to, maybe you could get middle of the pack, get the play in. Shit still didn't work. Got to come up off of that now. Now it's time for that next round. You have to look for that next opening. What's next as a franchise in the direction that you're going in? And if you're not drafting right, bro, you're not gonna sign no big name free agent unless they're traded there
to Minnesota.
Man.
I don't know, bro. And it's a tough job, bro. And that's why we see so many GMs. It's a revolving door. We see so many GMs hired and fired. So many coaches hired and fired. And especially with these type of franchises, right? And it looks like the coach or the GM did a bad job, but it's a tougher job. That's why it's always open. When you see guys, when you see coaches or GMs get jobs at Golden State, i.e. Steve Kerr. When you see guys get jobs in Boston, i.e. Brad Stevens, and at these organizations that are ran well, they thrive, right? And even when they don't thrive, they land on their feet somewhere else because, that culture and that foundation is already in place. When you go to a team like the Pistons, who have been good since, more recently than the Wizards, with Chauncey and them. But when you go to a team like the Pistons in recent memory, when you go to a team like Washington, when you go to a team like Minnesota, when you go to a team like Chicago, it's just it's a harder job to take, right? Because now you're trying to fix something that's broken instead of just ride the ship and just, increase that productivity or whatever a little more. So it makes it tough, bro.
Yeah, man. It's going to be crazy, man. It's crazy, man. It's only the beginning, we like 2 weeks into the off season, not even.
Yeah.
Nuggets just won the title,
And speaking of Kyle Kuzma, did you see his tweet?
Nah.
he tweeted a picture of, or it was Instagram maybe, of him and KD, and he said, "Is the truck too full or something like that?" I don't want to misquote him, but it was some type of cryptic post.
I'm gonna be surprised, man.
ESPN ran with.
I couldn't. The only one I saw was Josh Hart was like,
said,
"Damn, that's it for Bradley Beal."
Yeah, I seen that. He said, "Can't all fit in the SUV." I don't know, but it's a picture of KD and Brad and Kuzma. Don't know what that is, but I guess we'll see.
Kevin Durant's gonna make me lose my hair by the time
Congratulations, Beach.
Fuck out of here.
Everybody clapped up for Blake.